All right, and we're live. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Multiverse Show, episode 121. Greatest show on Monday, so you guys are tuning in. We got lots to talk about today. So actually, we got the limited squad on tonight. No Multiverse core guys on tonight as well, but we'll see how this goes. So we got to do some of our intros here. I'll address the elephant in the room. Yes, I'm having a camera from now on, hopefully. This is not the general setup for now. What I'm going to be doing later is I have a couple posters going up. So there's actually stuff in the background. You can see Vault Boy right there. Mass Effect. Roadhog. Big Daddy. So, yeah. I got a couple things going up. And so this is not also the quality of the camera. It's only temporary right now. I actually got some equipment coming in. So get hyped over nothing. So anyway, guys, we're going to get things rolling off today. But first, we got to do some our introductions. First off on the docket, we have the Gaming Gambino himself, the Donna Deletion, Mr. Mike P. Truth.
Yes, welcome to another delightful episode of the Multiverse Show. As always, we have a great docket of topics planned for you guys tonight, so let's get it started.
And we have the Paladin of the Piedmont himself, the Sultan of Syntax, the White Wolf, Mr. Samuel Tolbert.
Hey, everybody. Hope everyone's had a good week. Let's get this show on the road.
All right. And we have Chief of Achievements, the one true king of the North, greater than any lord, but a king. Undead 3XVI.
What's going on? I'm here to shake it and bake it tonight.
All right. So we got some stuff going on. So first off, I got to ask you, Nick, since you've been gone the longest, what have you been playing, sir?
Well, I started playing Anthem a little bit earlier today. Now that finally let me get past the first level. Thank you, BioWare. A little bit of Metro Exodus. Still need to get more into that. And just bouncing between like 7 different multiplayer games, being endlessly frustrated that I'm not as good as I used to be at any of them.
Mm-hmm. That's old age for you.
I have to switch from drinking 6 monsters a day playing FPS games to go to just black coffee.
Yeah. All right. Sam, what you been playing, sir?
Honestly, I haven't had that much of a chance to play stuff. I've mostly been cleaning around the house and doing some other work and catching up on some reading and some TV shows. But I have been playing a little bit of Overwatch. I did dip back into Fallout 76 briefly as well. Just not much, just accomplishing some minor stuff, experimenting with the crafting, experimenting with different enemies and stuff like that.
That's cool. Yeah, I get you. Mike, what you been playing?
I've been playing a few different things. Been playing a bunch of Tetris 99. The game is really, really addictive. It's honestly one of my favorite games of the year so far. So I've been playing that. A little bit of Smash Brothers, a little bit of Anthem. And just today, I started Metro Exodus. I'm pretty early in the game. I got to the part where you row the boat to the church. I don't know how spoilery I want to get into it,
yeah,
but
that was literally in the E3 trailer. It's fine.
Yeah, so that's what I got up to. So I'm not far into it, but I mean, so far, like, my God, the game is just incredible. The world, the way the characters are written, it's probably the best looking game I've ever played. It's just this is my first time ever playing a Metro game, and I'm really, really impressed. I mean, obviously, it does take some influence from Fallout. As far as the movement and the gunplay is concerned, it reminds me a little bit of Killzone, honestly, because it has like that weighty feel to the movement, and the guns have a lot of recoil. Mm-hmm. So I'm really enjoying it.
Nice. Dude, it's one of my Game of the Year contenders so far. I mean, obviously, we're only in March, but it's really, really good. I'm going to be very interested in what you think of the later chapters and stuff like that, because it only gets crazier. Have you gotten to experiment with the weapon crafting any?
I have not, no.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's one of the things that when you unlock a lot of weapons and you unlock a lot of different parts, try that out. It's really cool.
Yeah, I have so many other things I'm playing right now. I got to get back to Metro, but I'm kind of waiting till next week to start getting back into it. I just got a lot of stuff I'm going through personally, so I'm playing a good bit of Anthem, playing a good bit of what else is there? There's a couple other things I'm playing right now, but I finished a couple of things as well. Finished Crackdown for certain, and I am also going back to Fallout 76 and trying out a bunch of different stuff. So see how that goes. That pretty much wraps up what I've been playing at least. But yeah.
Did you guys get a chance to play the Division 2 beta? Because I didn't get a chance to play it.
I didn't get a chance to play it. I had it downloaded, but I never got around to it.
I didn't get a chance to play it. I didn't even get it downloaded.
I forgot it was this weekend, so I didn't even think to download
it. There you go.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. I want to play the Division. I think it's going to be a great game. Everyone I've talked to has said this is what Division 1 should have been. And I'm inclined to agree with them. So, but I gotta see it really. I'm not quite positive, at least initially, how it's gonna go. But we'll see. Hey, I'll give it a shot. So,
sure.
But yeah. So moving on a little bit onto our first topic for the evening. So one of the issues I want to talk about is Borderlands 3. So there has been a good bit of discussion lately about what is going on at Gearbox, what is going on with 2K, and one of the things that has come up, first of all, we had was a Blind Squirrel, which is kind of like 2K's go-to remaster group, is on a teaser now for something. We're not really quite sure what it is just yet. But there's a lot of circulation that's going around. Was the two ones I saw. One person thought it was a Fallout. That's the only reason I found out about it. It's because someone thought it was a Fallout remake. And I said, why? Why would 2K redo Fallout 3 or whatever game it was? Like, they have nothing to stand for it. But the other thing too was another point that came out was I thought it might be Borderlands 1. Because so far they have redone Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel, but they have not done Borderlands 1. And so the theory is that that new remaster would be another Borderlands 1, but with the express purpose of it being a lead-up or a tie-in to Borderlands 3. So before we kind of get into more details about this, I kind of want to ask the panel here, you guys even care about Borderlands? Like me?
Not really, honestly. I just don't. I find myself struggling to care about most, and yes, I'm going to call them looter shooters in general, but the reality is I definitely just don't care about Borderlands right now. The original Borderlands came out in a vacuum. I'm not saying it won't find an audience. I'm saying that audience isn't going to be me.
I mean, I really don't care about it either. I mean, I played the original Borderlands when I first got my PS3 in 2011. Now, granted, it was solo. This was before I had any friends on PlayStation, but I was kind of bored by it and ended up putting it down. So, I mean, I probably wouldn't be that interested in it, honestly.
Well, what's you, Nick? This is kind of your area of expertise.
Borderlands 3. No. I thought Borderlands was a terrible game. For the same reason I found Drawn to Death to be a terrible game. It felt like it was written by edgy 12-year-olds. And in a world of Anthem, Division 2, and Destiny 2, does anyone really want to go back to Borderlands for their Schluter fix? No one does. It's DOA, and plus the only way that they're going to be able to sell this game and make it viable is if they do a Medieval Times DLC pack. And I will not go into more details on why they should do that, but that's my thoughts.
Oh God, Randy Pitchford. Where would the industry be without Randy Pitchford? Let's be honest here. Nothing. Nowhere. The industry wouldn't exist without Randy Pitchford. So, all right. So the supposed rumor that's kind of like floating around the street right now, at least about this, is that Gearbox hasn't done anything since 2016. The last project that they worked on was, what was it? Battleborn. I forgot what it was called again. It was
Battleborn.
Battleborn. I forgot what it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Overwatch imitator. That's what everyone remembered it as. But unfortunately, it's one of those things where we're not going to get a unique game from them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because, okay, here's kind of my mindset on this. A lot of studios will be one of two ways. Either they listen to what their fans are saying, but fans are stupid and don't know what, and it hampers what the studio actually wants to do. I call them like 343, where all they make is Halo because that's what the fans want, but they don't make anything else. Now there's Microsoft involvement there, but that's not really what I'm getting at here.
Sure.
But really, then on the other hand, you got Gearbox, who gives people, like, people say, we want another Borderlands. Like, no, you don't. You want blank. And they just throw out whatever else is out there.
Right. You didn't want that. You wanted Battleborn.
And like, no, we wanted Borderlands. And so they shoot them down. And so the thing is, though, now it's all but confirmed. It has to be Borderlands 3 because they've lost all their goodwill on everything else. So, I mean, they're in a position right now where they have to do that, otherwise they're screwed. And I don't know. There's not that many other options for them right now. It just, I think, unfortunately, that's what it is right now. But yeah, kind of bringing it back though, whether or not it's going to be Borderlands 3, I think it's pretty much definitely going to be Borderlands 3. But the rumor right now is that it's going to be announced this year at E3 and released this year as well. And so the question is, where does Borderlands go from here? Because Borderlands kind of like predated like the looter shooter thing. Like it predated these Divisions, Anthems, and Destinies, in that it wasn't a MMO light necessarily, but it was a very similar experience. But it's not. They haven't really moved on to anything else, and so would this kind of game thrive in this scenario, in this environment now? The industry's changed. The last game came out, what, 2012? It's been a while.
Yeah, I want to say 2012. Let me Google for a moment here, but I'm pretty sure you're right there.
But pre-sequel came out 2013, I believe, or 2014. So remember, everyone was like, why are you releasing on last-gen consoles only? But
yeah, that was really weird and awkward. Yeah, Borderlands was 2009. Borderlands 2 was 2012. And then the pre-sequel was 2014. No, it was 2014. Which made it even weirder.
No.
Which made it even weirder in hindsight.
Yeah. So. Anyway. So where does it go from here? No idea. I really have no clue. So really any input's great. Mike, Nick.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, dude. This is where I'm stuck. I try my absolute best to be incredibly open-minded about the fact that Borderlands had a huge audience, right? Because let's not kid ourselves here. It had a huge audience. We can't ignore that. It was a massively popular series. But the decision to have the pre-sequel come out on last-gen hardware in the middle of 2014, that was weird. And that wasn't even really a full new game. It was like, kind of not. I don't remember how well it sold. I think it did okay. But then after that, they've skipped out on the entire generation. Because Battleborn was such a blip, it barely even showed up on the EKG, so to speak. You know, that was not even a heartbeat for the company when it released, sales-wise. It's deader than dead. So they've essentially skipped out this entire generation. And this is a question I have for a bunch of games coming out right now. Anthem, The Division 2, even Destiny 2 to a lesser extent, although much lesser extent. How does this work with you coming out here and then we're at the end of the generation? we're carrying over into the next era. You know, how are you going to handle that transition? I don't know. There's too many questions for me to gauge where I'm at right now, but I'm not optimistic about it, to say the least.
Man, one second. I gotta interrupt for a second. Cal in the chat. No. Who are you to want to talk about cams, dude? At least my kids aren't running around naked in the background.
He goes, I'll force feed him oregano and chicken.
Oh my god, not again. Oh man. For those of you that don't know what we're talking about here, we were at E3 in 2016. Cal's like, nah, we're gonna make chicken, and we were at B Money, and we were gonna make shrimp. And all the only seasoning we had was salt and oregano. And it was just so. We made fried chicken with salt and oregano.
Amazing. Absolutely, it was really amazing.
Oh man. But yeah, dude, it's been nice. Go ahead, Mike. I cut you off.
No, what I was going to say was, I mean, you know, I'm trying to think, but I'm like struggling to come up with something like, what could they do with Borderlands 3 to make it different and to make it stand out from, you know, Destiny 2, Division, Anthem? I'm kind of like, I mean, it does have a unique visual style compared to the other games, but I mean, what else could they really do that's different? I mean, those games all have their audience, and you're not really going to be able to. I think they're going to have a hard time pulling people from the audience of those games. I'm not really having a good feeling about it if it's real.
Yeah, I just don't know. I really don't know. I just don't know. Like, okay, so for me, like, I've played like part of the pre-sequel, and I played all of Borderlands 2. And I thought they were fun. I just didn't. It wasn't for me. I think I just jumped on the wagon late. So I don't. Yeah, I'm not feeling it per se. But at the same time, like, if I wanted to succeed, I love a good redemption arc. I love it. I love that concept of a studio that's done bad, coming back, proving everybody wrong, showing they can come back and make that moment for them. I love that idea. But I mean, when it comes to narratives, we also like kicking at people while they're down. So, perfect example, EA. Anytime EA does anything, everyone loves. If it's anything short of perfect, they love talking shit about it. So I don't know, but I just don't know. I don't know how it can survive, but. Also, like, I guess it really depends on what the market's going to look like for this fall. Was there any other theories about what's going to come out this fall? We don't have anything really.
Yeah, you're right. This fall is a little empty right now, so to speak. The big third-party games seem to have been 2018. I'll say this: fall 2018 through spring 2019. That seems to be the big third parties, you know, because last year we had Red Dead 2 come out. Now we've had, you know, Metro Exodus, and Devil May Cry 5 is coming out in just a few days. Get hyped for that. So I don't know what's going to be coming out. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, there's not really anything left unless. I mean, we would obviously have the usual, like, Call of Duty and whatnot. That kind of thing is going to come out. Is EA going to have a Battlefront game? Maybe.
That's a good question.
In theory.
Question.
I mean, there's definitely going to be Respawn's Jedi Fallen Order. That's coming out this holiday.
That's true.
So there is that one. So they might not have a Battlefront in order to not cannibalize, or they might have a Battlefront to hammer home the idea of Star Wars being marketed this fall, and they might take the risk that the games are different enough that they're not going to overlap an audience. I don't know. There's a lot of empty questions regarding this fall. Sony, according to Z-Huge's report, said that even Sony doesn't know what they're doing the latter half of this year. They haven't figured it out, and it's like, usually that stuff is figured out way in advance. Usually you're not 6 months away from the fall still figuring out what you're doing for fall. I know Microsoft is going to have Gears 5, probably Ori ends up in there too. It's pretty open. It's a good question. good question. You think any of Nintendo's big games could come out then?
Pokemon.
Yeah, besides Pokemon.
Luigi's Mansion, my dude.
Dude, if Luigi's Mansion came out, I would be so excited. I might care about my Switch again.
Luigi's
I'm
Mansion
very
makes
frustrated with
sense.
myself right now.
Luigi's Mansion makes sense.
I would love Luigi's Mansion. That'd be
Release
great.
it around Halloween. Like,
Oh man,
Perfect.
like if you
October
launched,
5th.
like if you launched Luigi's Mansion on like October 30th and did a really good launch event for it.
It would have to be October 29th. That'd be a Tuesday. Although now that you bring it up, though, like you notice, especially lately, everyone's dropping their games on Friday again.
Mm-hmm. Friday seems to be the time again.
Yeah, which I think makes more sense than dropping it on Tuesday because Friday, it's the weekend. Everybody's got off.
Yeah, well, I don't know. The rule of thumb I've always followed and say this is the only reason why I even know this is a thing. I literally put the date of this show on Monday as a build-up for Tuesday releases. Like, because games were releasing on Tuesdays overwhelmingly.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, there would be these oddball people, like Nintendo would drop games on Friday, or Bethesda would drop games on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, there's no rhyme or reason to it necessarily for them. But generally, if a game launched on a Friday, it's normally because they're not sure about it, at least in terms of reception. Because the overwhelming idea of thought is that you release a game on Tuesday, and the hardcore people are going to take off to play the game. All the people who are already committed to buy your game are going to take off the time so they could go play the game. And the idea is that they're going to put out positive press on social media building up towards the weekend. And so then during the weekend, all the people who were kind of on the fence about it, people who were like been hit by the media storm are going to go pick up the game by the weekend. Mm-hmm. And then that's kind of the idea behind it. It's not necessarily foolproof, but that was the idea behind it, at least marketing wise. But then Friday releases are more for like surefire things or ones that didn't want to rely on critical acclaim. So what they would do is they just release that on a Friday, and the idea was that if it was fun, people wouldn't have any reviews to televise, and so they would just go and play the game. The idea is it wouldn't affect any sales. Mm-hmm. Bethesda was doing that anyway, especially at the beginning of this generation, because they weren't giving any advanced review copies to anybody for their games. So Doom launched on a Friday. Both Wolfenstein games launched on a Friday. Because even though they got good critical reviews, it didn't matter to them. Mm-hmm. They were just putting the game out there. So that's what the mentality was for them. And so, but lately, everyone's dropping their game on Fridays, which is either a huge coincidence because no one's really quite sure if their game is good or not, which I refuse to believe necessarily. But on the other hand, it could be possibly where people are just realizing, the Tuesday bump in the critical reception is not that important anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It could also be, traditionally in the film industry, new movies come out on Fridays.
Yeah.
Few exceptions, but for the most part, movies come out on Fridays, and it might just be the gaming industry trying to emulate the film industry.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly. Although at least the big tentpole titles in terms of film releases launch on Thursdays now. The idea being that because what happens, at least in terms of film, is that it's recorded in terms of whatever the weekend is. It's basically just the first 3 days of its release. And so, especially with Marvel films, what they've realized is that the Sunday revenue is not as good as what they want it to be. So what they'll do is they'll release it on a Thursday, and you have the build up towards the weekend. So all the hardcore dudes are going out on Thursday to see the movie, and they're raving about it on Friday. And so all the other people are like, "Oh, I know this movie." They go out on Friday and Saturday to go see it. Mm-hmm. But they realize the Sunday crowd is not as strong as it used to be, so they've kind of abandoned that. So that's at least in terms of trying to like forge a narrative.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why you're seeing more superhero movies launch on Thursdays now, just because it works.
Yeah, or at least that evening, anyways.
Yeah, that evening. but like I said, a lot of the idea is that they're gonna have like packed out houses for the super fans. So, but yeah, there's a possibility they're trying to emulate the film industry. I mean, why not? I mean, all these cinematic games. What's the point? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So, next little bit I wanted to kind of talk about for just a moment. I want to talk about Apex Legends. So, those of you who don't know, Apex Legends came out a month ago today, something like that.
A month ago to the day.
Today came out, and it was a game by Respawn. It's set like I want to say like 20 to 30 years after Titanfall 2, and it's a battle royale game. Their particular aesthetic that they have worked with is there's wall running. There's no wall running. I'm sorry, I misspoke. There's no wall running. There's no Titans. But there's a more focus on squad play. There's respawns available, and it's really more of a refined experience in terms of battle royale, in terms of the overall mechanics, as compared to Fortnite or PUBG. In terms of the basic mechanics, they've refined and made it work better than their compatriots. And they have announced that they've had 50 million players, and that's a pretty big accomplishment for them. That is quite excellent. In 1 month to have 50 million players.
It's absurd. And it's basically unheard of.
Yeah.
I mean,
do we have any comparison figures for Fortnite or PUBG?
Yeah. No, I was exactly going to say, for context here, Fortnite Battle Royale took about 4 months to hit 45 million players.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Fortnite, as we all know, is a massive pop culture sensation that has taken over. So, I mean, if Respawn has a ridiculous hit on their hands. It cannot be overstated how big this game is. They're going to have to capitalize on it correctly. Part of Fortnite's appeal is the skins, and they get kids hooked on purchasing those skins and buying those V-Bucks and the marketability. And Fortnite is on mobile devices. You know, you can play it on your phone or you can play it on your Switch. So they got to get that figured out as well. But if Respawn and EA play their cards right, this is the next big thing. This is the next biggest thing. This is heir to the Battle Royale throne. Yeah,
and I'm glad to see that. Nick, what's your thoughts on this? You probably play Apex more than the rest of us. Kind of the Battle Royale king. What's your thoughts?
I like Apex Legends a lot. There's things that every Battle Royale's done where it's like they do one thing really well, but they don't do something else that well. Like Fortnite performed better than PUBG, but the building mechanic was just a no-go for me. But then PUBG, I love the gunplay, I love the style of the game and everything else, but it ran terribly. Whereas Apex has managed to go, we have good game performance, a quick learn. There is a skill curve to this game, but it's easy to pick up the skill curve. Whereas Fortnite, there's such a high skill ceiling based on the building mechanic versus your ability to shoot someone. Whereas with Apex, team coordination and everything else is a more key factor. And learning how to use the ping system and everything else is still a skill ceiling there, but it's a more manageable one, if that makes more sense. And what I love about Apex Legends over any other Battle Royale is the three-player dynamic with Overwatch-style characters it's great because I like the abilities to have to rely on, okay, so-and-so just used this ability, so that's down for this amount of time, so we can work with this. Or this person's using their ultimate, so I can use this to counter this. It adds more of just the standard Battle Royale. Oh, there's someone over there, I need to shoot them. And the end-all and be-all and why this is such a successful game is that it's Respawn. Respawn has the cleanest movement mechanics, gunplay mechanics. They're just the FPS developer. It's a shame that, people didn't play Titanfall 1 and Titanfall 2 to learn that. They had to play the free-to-play game. But at the end of the day, everyone's finding out why Respawn is the best of the best.
Yeah. That's true. That's blatantly true because well, is it true though? I'd maybe argue with you that they're not the best first-person shooter. Maybe best online first-person shooter.
Yes, well, best online because ID Software would technically be the best.
Well, I was going to say
4A games as well needs to.
No, I was going to say Machine Games, dude.
Machine Games counts as ID Software because they were a sub-studio.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we should have a shooter battle royale, Wolfenstein. Machine Games versus id Software.
No, I want 1 versus 100. One person gets to be B.J. Blazkowicz. The other guys get to be all the random Nazis. And you have to try and kill them. That's the battle royale game.
God, that would be ridiculous. Like, okay, have the Nazis have like a health pool of 50, but like they cannot regen health. And oh my god, and you have limited ammo. That would be crazy. And BJ could pick up health with each kill. He has like a health pool of like 500.
That'd be crazy.
See, breathe the same air I'm breathing. This is the magic right now.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Like that might be interesting. So I don't know, man. That'd be fun as hell. Now you got me thinking about it. Damn it. That's how I want to play now.
Hey, you throw a shotgun in there. I know someone who'll guarantee you like that game.
Yeah. You know what game I really want to play right now?
What?
Alien Isolation?
Snake Pass?
Well, I could always go for Alien Isolation, but I really want to play Order 1886 right now. It's been building up, man. I've been like,
I actually should have guessed.
I actually just reinstalled.
By the way,
I'm gonna go get the platinum for it. So
you haven't got the platinum for it?
No,
super easy.
Really easy, really easy. Dude, it's a blast. It's really easy, but I like the story. It's not too difficult. It's not that crazy. The
setting is just so cool. Game. The setting is so cool.
Yeah, setting's fun. And by the way, the only reason why I bring it up too is because what was it? Ready at Dawn followed me on Twitter. I was screaming like a schoolgirl. No, I was going to the bathroom at work. And I was checking my phone. And I was like, "Oh my god, is this them?" Ready at Dawn followed me on Twitter. Oh my god, I was freaking out about it. I loved it. I was like, "This is great." Like if Bethesda followed me on Twitter, I'd be ecstatic. I would quit work. I'd just go home. Like, no, I'm going to Maryland. Yeah, man. I don't know. I really want to see Ready at Dawn's next project. I want to see them work on it.
They're working on something, man. They're working on something right now. So
working on something. They can call it whatever they want. Like, what was the game? It was the leaked one. Not the leaked one, but it was the fake leak one that they did in 2017 for Microsoft's conference. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, the fake leak of the
like Sega was going to make, or Capcom.
Yeah, it was Capcom. Well, fake, but we say fake. I've heard from a lot of people, like including Jason Schreier, that there actually was a lot of truth to it. It just wasn't as far along as people think. But regardless, yeah, that game, Knights of Aegis, it sounded really cool.
That's what it was, Knights of the Aegis. Yeah, that game, I was so excited for it. I want that game. Like that's like my perfect game. That 1970s like detective thriller. Like imagine like 1970s and 3 congregation and like monsters and stuff. You had to hunt. It's like
yeah.
I like that game. I want to play that. It made me excited, but it didn't happen. But yeah, I don't know about that. So, next, well, we get a couple of topics. So.
Oh no, we lost Nick. No.
We lost Nick. No, we got too high.
Nick got sniped. There he is.
He's back.
He was too order. The Hedgehog movie.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm afraid if I show this, will we be will we be demonetized for this? Because I'm afraid.
I think we might. It's possible, but people, it's all over Twitter. You can find it easily. You can find it really easily.
Let me see.
Can you guys hear me?
Nightmare fuel.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay, you two are good. Ivan, you there?
Yeah, I thought that was me. I thought that was just on my end.
Ah,
Yeah.
there's two of them.
No, that was weird.
Okay, all right, we're back. Okay, what
I don't
on
know
earth?
what's going on with that.
That was weird. That was some weird stuff.
Yeah. Could you guys see when I was screen sharing?
No,
No.
I couldn't.
Oh, I'm gonna try this. Give me just a second.
By the way,
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes.
All right, you guys can hear me now. So okay,
Yes,
that's good.
yeah.
All right, so I'm going to screen share now. All right, can you guys see that?
Nothing coming through yet.
No,
No, not yet.
nothing.
Nothing.
All right, that was weird. Okay. All right, let's do this. One second.
All right. So you guys can hear me now?
Yep.
All right. So there we go. So I'm going to show this off to you guys. I don't know what's going on with this. So, all right. Let's get this set up again. All right. You guys there? You still hear me? We're good?
Yep.
There we go.
Mhm.
So yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog, Nightmare Fuel. So where do we start? Where do we start with this crap? First off, he has two eyes. That's really weird. Like Sonic's always had one unibrow eye. Like I logically this makes sense, but what the hell?
Yeah, I seriously don't know what to say.
That looks like one of those pictures where if you were to like print that out and hang it your wall and walk past it, it feels like the eyes are following you.
Like in a Scooby-Doo cartoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
The other thing too, where's his socks? Like, what is this? Like, he's just raw dogging it in there. Like, it's so
And he's not
terrible.
wearing gloves. It's white fur. There's no gloves.
Ugh. Oh my god! I didn't even know. Also, the proportions are weird. Like it's an actual calf muscle.
Yeah, it's just
Like, what the hell?
Did no one look at this and think, have we lost it? Have we lost the plot?
Why? The proportions are off. Why does he look like he's like 6'5"? Like, it's the weirdest thing. I mean, it's like what, 3 feet tall? I mean,
it's evil. I feel like the tag. It's like for a horror movie. It's like the tagline is, "Every second you aren't running, he's only getting closer. You've got to go fast."
But Sonic, do you know the way?
Somebody needs to make a mod for the PC version of Resident Evil 2 where they take out Mr. X and replace him with that.
Oh. It's bad.
God.
Did Ivan die?
I think we lost him again.
I don't know, man, but all I gotta say is that Ivan's kind of like ruined video games for me because, I'm playing Metro Exodus today, right? Very early in the game, there's a scene where your character he kind of bends down, he cups his hands, and your partner character uses your hands for a boost, and I'm like, damn it, it's the Sony boost. Did they have a hand in this? And I'm over there trying to take a screenshot of it. I'm like, damn it, Ivan, you've ruined video games for me forever.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Oh, man. I don't know what's going on with my internet right now. It's going all in and out.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
All right. You guys hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, you're good.
I have no idea what's going on. I really don't know. But anyway, going back to what we were talking about earlier. Yeah, I just don't.
What is going on in there, dude?
I'm sorry, jeez.
And you're in here like 3 times. Have you been cloned?
All right.
Oh man.
There we go.
No one can
All
say
right.
this hasn't been entertaining, at the very least.
At least that much. So yeah, I just don't like who designed Sonic, man. Who designed Sonic?
Did you hear me when I was saying, dude, that I think whoever did this, it's like, how did you not think we've lost the plot? How did you not think we have gone too far? This is evil. This is not right. It's just I can't. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to look at it anymore.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Anyway, any other topics you guys want to discuss? Because I know James isn't here to do his movie recommendation for the month. So, yeah.
Anyone picking up Devil May Cry 5 in a few days?
Maybe.
I don't play that weeaboo garbage.
Probably not at launch. Probably later on, like a sale or something like that. Black Friday, whatever.
Well, anyone seeing Captain Marvel in just a few days? That's coming out real soon.
I need to see actual reviews first.
That's fair.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Like, it's got me weird. I really don't know. I'm not getting the good vibe from it.
I think it'll be fun. I'm definitely a little simply on the feeling of there being another origin story this late in the MCU. That's my thing right now. I appreciate how they incorporated Spider-Man in without really giving him an origin story movie. So, but you know what? We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to be seeing it with my mom, taking her to go see it in a few days. So I'll report back on that.
Well, good. I will appreciate that. So, Anything else going on in the realm of video games? This is speculation time. There's not much actual news going on. It's mostly just people speculating, making stuff up, and just see where everything falls. So it's not. Unfortunately, this is not like a super exciting time. It's all a bunch of what ifs.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of let things fall as they fall. So it's not the best time.
So what are your guys' thoughts on Days Gone? Because I saw somewhere that the campaign is 30 hours long, but it's 6 hours of cutscenes. Now, does that mean that 6 of those 30 hours are cutscenes, or is it 30 hours of campaign and then there's an extra 6 hours of cutscenes?
30 hours of campaign, then 6 hours of cutscenes.
Okay.
Which, that sounds pretty reasonable for a story-driven game to me.
I mean, it does. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, that's too much. I don't think it is.
Especially when you consider that a lot of, the beginning of the game, the tutorials and whatnot are going to be cutscene heavy. So I guarantee you a good chunk of that is coming in there. And then you've got to imagine that because it's an open world game, by its nature, you're going to be going with long stretches. I mean, long stretches of gameplay in between each of the cutscenes. So I'm fine with that. It's fine. It sounds normal to me.
Right. And I mean, it's a new IP too, right? So, I mean, you got to build this world. You got to build the characters. It's kind of necessary in a sense.
They haven't said whether there's going to be any flashback playable missions, but they have said there's definitely going to be flashback cutscenes as well, showing like Deacon's life. That's the main character's name, Deacon. His life, getting married, everything that happened before the outbreak. So seems pretty reasonable to me.
So, I mean, like, out of everybody here, like, what are we? Well, different topic. Are we Team Grookey, Team Score Bunny, or Team whatever the other guy is?
Sorble.
Sobel.
Oh,
Sobble.
that guy.
Sobble.
That lame.
Sobel. Man, I have learned my lesson. Whoever looks the meekest is going to be the most badass in their final evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I know I'm going Team Sobel for this because it's going to be good.
Yep.
What about you, Nick? What you playing? Who are you picking?
I'm not picking up a Pokemon game in 2019.
Well, good for you.
What if it had
hashtag Pokemon hasn't been good since Gold or Silver.
Whoa. Not good since Gold or Silver. Did you play Ruby and Sapphire?
Yes.
Man, Ruby and Sapphire, that was whatever they was like, okay, what we're adding here is going to be worthwhile. And they've been trying to chase that dragon ever since. Like, was it? They had the double battles. That's when they added it there. That's when they added, what was it, not fighting. What was it? What was it called? Be a choreographer.
Oh, what it was,
yeah. Contests?
Yeah, Pokemon beauty contests.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, look at my Exploud. It looks great. But yeah, that's when they added all that stuff in. Like things, I could agree things kind of went off the rails from there. But I thought Ruby and Sapphire was a good generation. I thought it was good. But after that, like, what was it? What generation was it? Where they just completely lost all ideas. It was like ice cream, keys, vacuum cleaner.
See,
I'm not even kidding. They actually made Pokemon that were like, oh, this is a vacuum cleaner. This is a set of keys. They actually made this stuff. I was like, we have lost all ideas at this point. But yeah, now it's like, okay. What I really want them to do more than anything else is I want them to like step away from having to make the required Pokemon. Like there's always going to be the bird Pokemon. There's always going to be the rat Pokemon for that game. Like I wish they would get rid of that stuff and instead focus on things like a cockroach Pokemon. Like, oh, what's the new dog Pokemon this generation? Like, they do this every year, and so That's what I'm talking about. I'm just tired of that. I just want to see them try, like, pick a crazy theme, like post-apocalyptic Pokemon. Poke-alyptic. I gotta think about that. But anyway, so you pick like a theme and say like, okay, we're gonna make mutated Pokemon. How crazy would that be? Like a two-headed Bulbasaur. You say it's crazy, but watch it happen.
No, this ain't it, Chief.
Oh no, not right now, but it will be it soon. Generation 12, post-apocalyptic. We ran out of continents.
Radroach Pokemon.
Oh
Yeah,
Lord.
Radroach. What was it? Have like 6 set of wings on a Charizard. And like it tries to flap and it falls on the ground.
Or like actually give Dragonite a useful size set of wings, or what was it? The one the middle evolution that had the dainty little wings.
Well, the middle evolution for that one was Dragonair. It had wings?
I thought it had wings. Or am I thinking
Did
Dragonite
Dragonair
had
have wings? Let me check. I don't remember.
Have Cubone have like a skeleton body and a normal head.
Oh no.
Oh,
No.
Dragonair had wings on its head. Yeah, that's weird.
You're welcome.
Anyway, there'd be ideas. I could see cool ideas for it. Like watch it get to the point where they just start like. So if you don't know, what Pokemon's been doing is they've been choosing regions for all their games, and so the regions are supposed to like line up with actual real world regions. Let me pull it up. There's actually an actual thing for this. Let's see. Like this most recent one is supposed to be like Europe. All right, let's take a look. So the come on, there we go. The Kanto region is supposed to be Japan, and it's supposed to be like directly relatable to whatever it is. Like that's the whole thing. I'm trying to skip past. This is too long. Oh, so the Johto region is supposed to be another region of Japan, and that's why you go back and forth and only like a small little gap in silver and gold.
Mm-hmm.
The Hoenn region is also Japan, so that's like the furthest south region. The Sinnoh region is actually supposed to be like Russia, although it's debated about whether or not it's Russia or Japan. It's kind of a mix between both. The Unova region is supposed to be United States, apparently. So that one's supposed to be like based on New York. If you look at the map, it looks pretty similar to Manhattan. And so that one, they have all their cities there. What else is there? Scroll through. The Kalos region is supposed to be like metropolitan France. I'm looking at maps right now. It looks pretty close, at least geography-wise. And let's see, the Alola region is supposed to be like Hawaii. And this one's supposed to be like England in particular. So if they're doing that, like eventually they're going to run out of areas to do, although it may take a little while. But who knows? I mean, Pokemon's been lasting 2-3 decades now.
It's
So,
ridiculous. It's Yeah, it's one of the most unstoppable video game brands in the video game industry. So,
Yeah. I got a question for you guys I want to ask, and I've been meaning to ask this for a while. Is it just me, or I actually don't level up my Pokemon with stat boosts or anything. I only give them offensive attacks.
I saw someone sharing a meme on that earlier.
I do the same thing. Like Leer,
only offense.
like offense attacks only. Like you get to the point where you have to do that, because if you have the same Pokemon, like some of these things are endurance tests, and it's like you run out of moves. Like you can't do the same thing over and over and over again. So you have to have something else. But I've gotten to the matches where I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have enough. I only have like 5 moves left, and they're all Surf. So it's like, well, I don't have other options right now. So anyway, we're gonna wrap things up here. I guess we want to jump in with Pokemon before we head out.
Not regarding Pokemon, but it is entertainment based, and we cover this kind of stuff on Multiverse. Entertainment Weekly has revealed an exclusive picture of the cast for Game of Thrones season 8. Hold on, I'm going to send it to our chat. Ivan, if you want to try and
I'm not risking that again.
Okay, all right, you're not risking that. That's fine, but I'm sending it to our chat. So you can take a look there. And they're teasing that one of the episodes in season 8, is going to have the biggest cast reunion in series history, as in since the first episode of the Game of Thrones series.
Yeah. I feel like
did it go through all right?
Like, oh yeah, we're back, or we're all wildlings now, or like, oh, you're in the realm of the dead. So be something like that.
Yeah, but still, it's a cool shot. So I wanted to share that.
All right. So anything else before we head out?
Nothing else I'm aware of.
All right. So we're gonna get things out of here. So let's do our outros now. Mike, where can the people find you?
All right, guys, you can find me writing opinion pieces for the Inner Circle at tickgamesnetwork.com. Also on Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, pretty much everywhere at Mike P. The Truth. Twitter at The Truth of Mike P.
All right, Nick.
People can find me talking about video games and shit posting endlessly on Twitter at Undead3XVI.
Sam?
You can find me on Twitter at Samuel Tolbert. That's Tolbert. And you can find everything I write on tickgamesnetwork.com.
All right. Excellent. So we're going to wrap things up here. Remember, Smash Bros. Is great, and it's going to be on my wall soon, so have fun. Again, thank you guys for tuning out to the show. Great show on Mondays. I'm going to wrap things up here, and thank you guys for tuning out again. This has been episode 121 of the Multiverse Show, and we are out of here.